Teacha. Would you like to know the secret to being fully booked in your new ESL company just on your first few weeks? Well, this video is going to reveal the secret. Well, I do understand that many of us have lost our jobs or have quit our jobs due to what happened in China, due to the banning of ESL or the regulation of ESL in China. Many of us have resigned and transferred to different companies. Now, thing is, you should be able to start strong so that you're going to be able to earn more than your previous company or minimum to be able to earn the same amount that you used to earn on your previous company, right? That's like the minimum goal. So, if you're interested, please continue watching. What's the secret? It's your self introduction. Your public tutor profile is a glimpse of who you are as a teacher. It's actually an instrument to market yourself, to sell yourself as a teacher, and to entice or encourage or tempt your students to book your classes. Teachers, when you're starting off in an ESL company and your self introduction is inferior or your self introduction isn't really memorable, your students will just go for their trusted teachers or they're going to go for teachers who seem to have an interesting self introduction video. You do see on my side that I'm showing you a glimpse of the public tutor profile. This one is from Native Camp, but usually every ESL company, regardless what company that is, has a public teacher's profile or tutor's profile that every student could see so that they'd have an idea as to who you are, what your teaching style is, and more importantly, how you'd be able to help them. And teachers, on this video, we're going to be covering the three parts of your self introduction. The first one being your written self introduction, your video introduction, and the third one would be your profile photos. For the first part, let's talk about your written self introduction. So, these are a few things that you should remember for your written self intro. Number one, you have to use simple sentences and as much as you can be straightforward. There's no need for you to use highfalutin words or, complex words. Just use simple words that are easy to understand, even though they don't translate it, let's say, to their native language, they'd be able to understand it. Though there's usually an option for them to translate it. So it's easier for them to understand if your sentences are simpler. Now, tip number two, you have to share your educational background as well as your work experience. Now, you have to do this with caution because not all ESL companies allow their tutors to disclose their work experience or their educational background if it's not related to teaching. However, here in Native Camp, we are free. We are free to be proud of ourselves or our country, where we're from, and what we do. So basically, you could share your educational background, even though it's not related to teaching, and your work experience. However, do your best to relate it to teaching or ESL. Say, for example, I'm a registered nurse and I am actually a board passer, right? So I mentioned on my video and even on my written introduction that because I love teaching so much, I did not pursue a career in nursing, but I pursued a career in public speaking and teaching. So as you can see, I found or I came up with a way to connect the two. For the work background, you could share your years of experience. Let's say for me, I have 9 years teaching experience. To those of you who are noobs or you only have a few months experience, you don't really have to mention that on your self introduction video because that could be a disadvantage. So make sure that the information that you add on your written introduction is something that would help you have more students. Now, tip number three, share a glimpse of your hobbies. So my hobby is really talking. So the hobbies that I really shared would be in relation to what I do other than teaching, which is being a professional event host. But in my previous self introduction, I also shared that I love pets. I have five pets, 3 dogs and 2 cats, and so on. So you have to share a glimpse of your personality because that'll also allow your student to get to know you. And for point number four, you have to share why you love teaching. Maybe let them know that you're passionate for what you do, that you You find true happiness whenever you're teaching. You don't feel like you're working when you're teaching adults or children. All those cheesy things. They also need to see that on your written self-introduction. Now, tip number 5 is you should share how you can help your students. So, what's your forte? What are you good at, right? How do children feel around you? Do they get bored around you? How do you teach adults? Let's say for my self-introduction video, I mentioned that I'm like a friend who's trying to help you improve yourself. On my previous introduction video, I also said that I do help adults pass international English exams. For children, I'm comical and animated to make sure that they're never going to get bored in my class. So you have to really bank on letting them know how you'd be able to help them and how they'd be able to benefit from your class. Now, let me share with you my actual written self introduction. My name is Teacher Karen. I've been teaching English for 9 years now. So, this is me selling my experience, making them understand that I am a credible teacher. I am a registered nurse by profession, but I never practiced because my heart belonged to teaching. So, this is a way for me to communicate that I'm a college graduate. I am very passionate with what I do, and I make sure that every class is fun and meaningful. This is me letting them know that I really love teaching. Other than teaching, I'm a professional event host. I entertain people in weddings, birthdays, and other special events. This is me sharing my work experience. I believe that this also boosts my credibility and my background because it makes them, somehow have an idea that I'm a confident person and I'm a public speaker. For my hobbies, I love playing with my pets. I'm a pet lover with 3 dogs and 2 cats. I also love cooking. This is a glimpse of who I am as a person, basically sharing my hobbies and my interests. When it comes to my teaching style, I take a student centered approach, which basically means that I customize my teaching style to the student's personality, interests, needs, and wants. I make sure that children never get bored to learn English, and I can be silly, comical, and fun in class when the situation calls for it. Now, this is my way of letting them know what the benefit is of being my student. Now, I also have like a separate benefit for adult students because the company that I work for cater to adults and children. For adult students, I am like a friend helping you achieve your learning goals. I share practical tips and advice to keep you motivated as you improve your English proficiency. Now, the last part of my written self introduction is basically just wrapping everything up and letting them know that my classroom is a great place to be and learning English will always be exciting and memorable if I'm your teacher. The second part of your self introduction would be your video. And basically, it's just a video format of everything that you've written down. Now, I'm going to be sharing with you the technical reminders first before we go to the specifics. First reminder, have good lighting and good audio quality. Just like how I'm, recording this video, I make sure that I have a ring light in front of me. And by the way, I'm using a 36 centimeter ring light. And I'm also using like somehow a professional headset. This is my JABRA Evolve 20 headset. It's totally affordable, like 1,800 pesos or 2,000 pesos in Lazada and Shopee. So I want to make sure that my video and my audio are pro grade so that when they watch my video, they're not going to get bored. Imagine teachers when you're watching like a super duper low quality video with like noise and the sound isn't crisp, you wouldn't want to watch it until the end, right? And your goal, teachers, is for your potential student to watch your video until the end. Now, for my second tip, use a video compressor app if needed. Now, many ESL companies have like this limitation that your video should be just 20 megabytes, if I'm not mistaken, 20 MB. And it's like when you're editing using your phone or your laptop, when you render everything, it's like what 300 MB, 500 MB. So what? How are you going to be able to convert that to 20 MB? You can convert it like you go to Google Play or Apple App Store and you just download a video compressor, transfer your video to your phone, and using your phone, you could convert it. To me, that's the easiest way to convert it. But how I usually convert it is using the editor that I use. I just render everything and convert the file to 20 MB, and that's it. Okay. Now, for tip number three, you have to maintain eye contact and use appropriate hand gestures. Notice, teaches that whenever I speak with you on any of my videos, I always look at the camera as if I'm speaking with you. But really, I'm just this crazy woman inside an empty room recording by herself. But then again, I make you feel that I'm actually talking to you, right? And I use hand gestures as needed to prove a point, to express myself, to convey sincerity, and so on. So, hand gestures, when used appropriately, would help you seem more sincere and would help emphasize certain points on your self introduction. Now, my last reminder, technical reminder, this is not really technical, but semi technical, is to smile. Teachers, I've watched so many self introduction videos, and you guys are so serious. Smile genuinely. You don't need to feel like awkward whenever you're recording a video because you just have to shut the door and record by yourself. It's just you. No one's judging you. So you could like show your truest, most candid personality. Let it shine. Make them feel that you're sincere. You're a real person and not someone who's like this. Hi, my name is Teacher Karen. I've been teaching for 8 years now, and this is what I do. So don't be too serious. You can also show your bubbly side. Show them, make your personality shine on that video. Close the door, record by yourself. Imagine that you're talking to a friend so that your true self would really show. And one last thing, teacher, which is actually the most important thing, stand out. You have to stand out. Think of your self introduction video as a TV commercial. It makes you memorable, it sells yourself, it advertises yourself, and you have to stand out. Make them feel why you are better than other teachers. Make them feel why they should choose you. Make them feel what they're going to lose if they don't choose you as a teacher. That's how they market stuff, right? When you watch videos on YouTube's, when you see YouTube ads, you're going to see their different advertisements selling different things, right? And they all communicate choose me, buy me, pick me. And that's exactly what you should communicate on your video. Now, how are you going to stand out? Simple. Use props. You could use props whenever you're showing that you're good at teaching students. You can be crazy like this. You could also add background music. You could add subtitles, Chinese, Japanese, Korean subtitles, whatever the market of your ESL company is. Um, you can add pictures. You could add effects. You could be creative. Use a green screen. The sky's the limit. But really, no, there's a limit because if your ESL companies like Engu or Ingo, for example, they prohibit creative self-introduction videos. They just want it to be professional and serious. So you also have to take into consideration the policy of your company. But again, just like in Native Camp and Akadsoc, we can be crazy. We could show our true selves, and we could really play around with our self-introduction video. Now I'm going to show you mine.
Hello, I'm Teacher Karen. By profession, I'm a registered nurse, but I never practiced because my heart belonged to teaching. And because of that, I've been teaching for about 9 years now. Other than being a teacher, I'm also a professional event host. I entertain people in weddings, birthdays, and corporate events to make sure that they're happy. I received my TESOL certification back in 2020, and I've been an ESL teacher for about 14 months now. I can say that I'm in love with this job. Whenever I teach children, I'm usually funny or silly to make sure that they're never gonna get bored as they learn English from me. On the other hand, when I'm teaching adults, I'm friendly. At the same time, I make them feel that I'm credible to teach English. And every class is a meaningful one. I'll see you in my class!
Finally, let me share with you how I create my profile photos. So it's actually pretty easy. I have two favorite tools. I even use it for my videos and my thumbnails. I go to remove.bg and canva.com. Canva is free. Remove.bg is also free. These are free websites where you'd be able to create a legit, professional looking profile photo. And how do we do it? Let me show you. So I'm going to be sharing with you how to create like a pro grade looking one by one photo and profile photo for your ESL company. So let's say I have this photo. This was from my previous company, and you see it still has the Akadsoc background on it. And what I do is I go to the website remove.bg. What's great about this is that it's totally free. I'm just going to upload the photo here. And what it does is it removes the background. There you go. So basically, you have a clean background. You just have to download it. And then after downloading it, you go to canva.com and you upload the photo. When you upload the photo, then you put it here. You see, you already have a one by one photo. So yeah, the quality is a bit poor, but really when you upload it on, let's say the platform, it's not going to show. You could also make it clearer by uploading a high resolution photo. My photo was not high resolution because it's only a screenshot. You know, this photo right here is only a screenshot because I was lazy. But if you're not lazy, you could upload a photo that is not a screenshot. Okay. So there you go. You already have like a one by one photo. What I did was, again, because I'm lazy, I only took like a screenshot like that. And now I have a one by one photo. Now, the next one is, let's say I'd like to make it even, look more creative. I have a background here that I only got online. Yep, that's like an ESL background-ish. Then I have some photos here that I could add on my profile picture. Let's say my latest photos. So we could use, sorry about that. We could use, which photo do I like? So let's say this one. I'm gonna put it here and just add myself. And now I have a profile photo. I just have to download that. Or I'm going to use this one. Let's say I'm teaching adults, blah, blah, blah. So that's how I make my profile photos. It's super duper easy and it looks legit. You'd be able to edit the image here, adjust the brightness and so on, add pictures if you want. It's really up to you how creative you'd like to be. There you go, teachers! Your complete guide on how you'd be able to create your self introduction so that you're going to be fully booked, even just on your first few weeks on your new ESL company. That's always the goal, teachers, because if you're fully booked, it means to say you have a steady flow of income. And if you work in companies just like Native Camp, you earn more when you're fully booked. Let's say here in Native Camp, we earn 80 pesos every 25 minutes, as opposed to sudden classes where we only earn 55 pesos. So being fully booked is truly gold. That's where we get to earn more, and that's how we become more confident that we'd have a steady flow of shing shing money. So I do hope that you've learned something from this video. If you like this content, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, Teacha Karen, and comment below if you have video requests or clarifications, violent reactions, or anything. I'm going to make sure that I respond to you. And hit the bell icon so that you're going to get notified every time I have video uploads on Wednesdays and Saturdays, 6 p.m. Manila time. Don't forget to be a blessing to the people around you. See you soon.